Let's begin in mountain pose, collecting ourselves from the day, standing nice and tall, relaxing the jaw, taking a couple of deep breaths. Let's inhale up to that extended mountain. Grab onto the left wrist and lean over to the right, stretching the left side body, gazing to the sky. Use your breath. Inhale back up, then exhale as we switch sides. Grabbing onto that right wrist, leaning over to the left, really focusing on that right side body. Come back up, and then let's exhale our hands nice and slow to mountain. Inhale, extended mountain. Let's stay here as you drop our shoulders down the back, gazing to the sky, keeping the jaw soft. Push the feet down into the mat. And then slowly exhale, bringing the hands back to mountain. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive to a forward fold. Release the neck. Get any movements in there that feels good. Maybe sway from side to side. Inhale, flat back, nice and strong. Exhale, let it go. Step the feet about a mat width apart. We're going to come into a full squat. You can take your time here, getting down. Turn the toes out just slightly, just a little bit. Hands to heart center, open the chest, straighten the spine. Drop the shoulders and elongate the neck. I like to use my elbows to help open my knees and my hips a little bit more. Lean forward if that feels good, or side to side. Place your hands into the mat, step the feet together, come into a regular squat, and then twist from the belly button to your right, placing your hands shoulder width apart. Elongate the spine for a spinal twist. Go ahead and switch sides, placing your hands on the left, shoulder width apart. Remember to twist from the belly button on the exhalation. Nice straight spine. Now we're going to twist again, but we're going to add a little bit of a balance pose to it. So take your time with it. Twist on over to the right. Place your hands shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. Bend the elbows to a 90-degree angle, resting your knees on that left upper arm. Find the balance and lift the toes, pointing the toes. Keep the jaw soft. Come right back down, and we're going to switch sides. Twisting to the left, finding your balance, pushing your hands into the mat, lifting those legs up, gazing to the mat right underneath our eyes, the neutral neck and spine. Go ahead and come right back to center. And then come into that forward fold. Release the neck, let it go. You can walk the fold here if it feels good. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain. Drop the shoulders down the back. And exhale your hands back down to the side. Mountain pose. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Step back with your right foot for a runner's lunge, hands under the shoulders, followed by your left foot for a downward dog. Go ahead and move in your downward dog, how it feels good. Lift the toes, Push the toes into the mat, and then press the heels back down. I like to sway from side to side, get some movement in there. Let's go ahead and slowly inhale into that push-up pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Backs of the feet flat on the mat. Lift the chest up high. And then, as always, I like to gently rock from side to side. Curl the toes under, nice and slow, up to downward dog. Go ahead and gaze at that space between the hands and step forward with your right foot, followed by your left for forward fold. Inhale, flat back, nice and strong. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain. Nice, strong posture. Exhale, arch it back as you open your chest to the sky. Inhale, back up. Exhale to a regular mountain, nice and slow. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step or jump back, downward dog. Let's inhale into a plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, back so the feet are flat on the mat. Try to lift the legs up as well. Open the chest. Curl the toes under, downward dog. Let's step or jump forward to that forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain. Exhale, arch it back. Inhale, up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Downward dog, step or jump back. Plank pose, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step or jump forward, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, extended mountain. Exhale, arch it back. Inhale, up. Mountain pose. Nice and slow. Stand tall. Inhale to extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step or jump back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, open the chest. Exhale, downward. Step or jump forward, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Exhale as you arch it back. Inhale up. Exhale, regular mountain. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold, downward dog. Back, downward dog. Inhale, push up. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward. Step or jump forward, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Reverse swan dive to extended mountain. Exhale, arch it back. Come right back up. Mountain. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Downward dog. Push up. Chaturanga. Upward. Downward. Forward fold. Flat back. forward fold. Reverse swan dive to extended mountain. Exhale, arch it back. Extended mountain, regular mountain, hands by the sides. Inhale up, forward fold, flat back, forward fold. Step or jump back, downward dog. Now let's lift that right leg up for a three-legged dog. Open that hip, let it feel good. Keep the leg raised as you come into a push-up, chaturanga, upward facing, and then downward. Jump forward, forward fold, flat back, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, arch it back, up, regular mountain. Exhale. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, downward dog. Tailbone high, left leg up as high as it can go, three-legged dog. Point the foot, toes are soft. Keep the leg raised for a push-up and chaturanga. Finally, upward facing and downward. Step or jump forward, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Exhale it back. Inhale up. Exhale to mountain. Heart is probably beating pretty fast here. So let's take our time to catch our breath. Go ahead and breathe in deeply a few times, standing nice and tall. Inhale up to extended mountain, and this time we're going to arch it back, engaging the glutes as we push the hips out, opening the chest to the sky. Make sure the feet are hip-width apart. And if you want to come all the way into that back bend, go ahead and do that now. Come up on the toes, move however feels good to you. Let's slowly lower ourselves back down to the mat. Bring our knees into the chest, elongate the spine, hug the knees in. Point the toes, straighten the feet, and then hug the legs to your chest. Lifting the tailbone up just slightly, keeping the back nice and soft. Now we're going to slowly lower our tailbone down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. And I want you to feel this in the back. It should feel like a little bit of a massage, so take your time. And finally straighten those legs all the way up towards the sky. Bend the knees once more. And then let's roll on up to that forward fold. Go ahead and walk the fold here just a little bit. Inhale to extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Step back, downward dog. Let's come down to our knees for tabletop. And then let's rest for a little bit in child's pose, touching the toes, opening the knees, and melting the chest to the mat. Slowly come back up to that tabletop. Step that right foot back, right behind the left. Drop it nice and flat so the toes are pointing to the right. We're going to just come into that modified side plank for just a few breaths. Make sure that you're pushing your left hand and fingers down into the mat, and there's a micro bend in the left elbow. Think about stretching that right side body. You can come into that full plank. And I like to stretch my right side body even more by reaching my raised hand forward, dropping it by the ear. Something a little bit more challenging. Bending that right knee, grabbing onto the right toe, straightening the leg. Let's go ahead and come back to that downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward dog. Tabletop. Now we're going to step that left foot back for our modified side plank, opening that left arm up to the sky. Again, think about the left side body. Press the right hand into the mat. Move that raised arm however feels good to you. Full plank. Maybe you can bend that left knee, grabbing onto the left big toe. Try to straighten out that leg. If you can gaze up to the sky, try that now. And then let's come back into that downward dog. Let's go ahead and walk the dog. Take your time. Come back to center. Gaze at that space between the hands. Step forward with your right foot for a runner's lunge. Push the hips down, nice and soft. Straighten that right leg for a pyramid. Hinge forward. Back foot at about a slightly turned out. Runner's lunge. Downward dog. Step forward, left foot, runner's lunge. Push the hips down. Keep the chest open. Pyramid. Hands on either side of that forward leg. If you want, clasp the hands behind the back. Just a little modification you can try to open the chest a little bit more. It's always fun to play around in these poses. Let's go ahead and come back into that runner's lunge. Step forward, forward fold. Clasp the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's open the chest one more time. Nice soft neck. Release the hands back down to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Let's enjoy this moment, and then exhale right back down, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain. Exhale, regular mountain. Standing tall in mountain. Let's find our balance in our left foot for a tree pose. Bringing the right heel to the inside ankle. Or into the inside shin. Practicing one centered focus. Elongating the neck, tailbone tucked under. You can place that right foot on the inner left thigh, bypassing the knee. Don't really want to put any weight on the knee. Inhale the arms up if it feels okay and you have good balance. Drop the shoulders, open the chest. Let's bring our hands back to heart center. And let's extend our tree, using our peace fingers to grab onto the right big toe, extending our leg out. I like to bring my hands to a T here, but really you can place your hands however you like. Maybe you can bring your left hand to heart center or up above. Nice soft jaw and eyebrows. Think about open that right hip. Let's go ahead and bring that right foot inside of our left hip crease. And again, opening up that right hip. Hands to heart center. And then nice and slow, right back down to mountain pose. Catch your breath. And then we're going to switch sides, placing the left heel on our inner right ankle, making sure that you have a micro bend in that right knee, pushing that right foot down into the mat. Find the modification that works for you. Extend the branches, as they say. Open the chest up high. Gaze to the sky. Try to keep your hips square. And then let's exhale our hands back to heart center. Let's extend our tree, grabbing onto our big toe or your foot. You really can grab on anywhere you like, whatever is comfortable for you. And then just practice extending that leg out. Very important to practice that one-centered focus. To challenge your balance, you can gaze over that right arm. Go ahead and bring that knee back in, placing the left foot on our inner right hip crease. Open up that left hip, hands to heart center. Let's go ahead and slowly come back down the mountain. Bending the right knee and grabbing onto the inside of that right foot with your right hand. Extend that left hand forward. Now lean forward with a micro bend in the left knee and think about opening the right hip. Not necessarily raising the right foot, but opening the right hip. Arch the back, open the chest. Practice that one center focus, finding a spot to focus on. And then let's come into a full moon, dropping that left hand down onto the mat under the shoulder and gazing up to the sky. Coming back down to a forward fold. Lift the tailbone up high, release the lower back. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain. Exhale, regular mountain. Catch your breath. Switch sides, bending that left knee, grabbing onto the inside of the left foot. Right hand forward, palm facing up. Open the left hip as you lean forward, keeping that chest open. One center focus. And then let's lower that right hand all the way down to the mat for a full moon. Forward fold. Walk the fold. Let's inhale as we reverse swan dive to extended mountain. And exhale back down to regular mountain. Again, just catching our breath for a little bit. And step our feet together. You can keep about 1 inch between the heels, hands to heart center. And let's sit in chair pose, pushing the tailbone behind us. Make sure you can see the tops of your feet and that your spine and neck is nice and straight. Adding a spinal twist on an exhalation, twist from the belly button to the right, pressing the palms together, gazing up to the sky if it feels okay. If you want to fan out the arms, you can do that now, just to extend the twist a little bit. Make sure the knees stay in a line. Inhale back to center. And then let's exhale into a forward fold. Tailbone high. Inhale, reverse swan dive up, extended mountain. Exhale, chair pose. We're going to twist to the left now on an exhalation, pressing the palms together. Gazing up to the sky. Fan out the arms if it feels okay. Maybe you can even bend that raised arm and place it on your right hip crease. Come back to center. And then exhale into a forward fold. Then step back, downward dog. You can walk the dog here or move how you like. Lift that right leg up for a 3-legged dog. Open up that right hip. And if you want, you can always bend that right knee if it feels good. Now square the hips back to the mat and slowly drop that right foot back to a downward dog. And then let's lift that left leg up. Open the left hip. Same thing here. You can always bend that knee if you like. Square the hips and slowly lower that left foot down to the mat. Let's come down to our knees for tabletop. And then hero's pose. Sitting up nice and tall. Elongate the neck, relax the jaw. Be present in the body. Continue practicing that good posture. Tailbone down, belly button in. Place your hands to heart center. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Let's go ahead and bring our feet out in front of us, straightening our legs, placing your hands by your side. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to come into a fun, challenging balance pose. Let's go ahead and straighten that right leg, grabbing onto the bottom of the right foot. Now I want you to bend that right knee. Try to place it on above the shoulder, in the upper right arm area. Place the hands shoulder width apart. Spread the fingers wide. Press the hands into the mat to lift both legs. And then bring that left leg down and under the right, trying to straighten those legs as much as you can. Let's take some practice. Slowly pushing your hands into the mat. Bring your legs back to center and glutes back down to the mat. Straighten that right leg one more time. Slowly lower it back down to the mat. Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to switch sides. Go ahead and lift that left leg up, straightening it out as much as you can. Go ahead and bend that left knee, placing it under the left arm, hands shoulder width apart or about. Press the palms into the mat. Lift that right foot off the mat. Bring it down and under the left. Try to straighten the legs as much as possible. Lean forward, gazing at that space right under the eyes, keeping a relatively neutral neck and spine. Go ahead and come back to center. And release that right leg and come all the way back down to the mat. And let's extend that left leg forward just one more time. Let's come into a butterfly pose, bringing the bottoms of our feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Find your seat bones and hinge forward. Nice straight spine. Let's come on back up. Slowly bring the knees back together. Let's scoot forward to the top of our mat. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and slowly lower ourselves down onto the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, creating a nice long spine. Let's bring the knees into the chest, hug them in. Let's open the knees to about the armpit region, hug them in a little bit more. Straighten that left leg all along the mat. Hug the right knee in, really opening up that right hip. And switch sides. Left knee in, right leg straight along the mat. Let's bring that right knee in one more time, straighten that left leg out. We're going to add a spinal twist, gently dropping that right knee over to the left, extending our right arm towards the right and gazing to the right. Try to keep the shoulders in contact with the mat and relax. Let go of any tension or tightness that you may have. You should feel like you could maybe fall asleep here. Let's come on back to center. We're going to switch sides, straighten that right leg to the mat, left knee to the chest. And then we're going to drop that left knee towards the right for a spinal twist, extending the left arm out, following through with our gaze. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths here. And then let's come back to center, bringing both knees into the chest, hugging it in. Lift the tailbone up and drop it back down to elongate the spine. And gently rock to the right, and then to the left. Back to the right, and then over to the left. Soft in the back to get the most enjoyment out of this. It should feel like a nice massage. Straighten that right leg to the mat, followed by the left leg for our final pose, dead man's pose. Hands are by your side, a little bit further out than normal, palms facing up. Feet are hip width apart and allow them to fall naturally to the side. Open the jaw so the teeth are not touching, and then allow the tongue to become heavy. Allow the neck and the chest to become heavy as they sink down towards the mat. Try to lengthen your inhalations and your exhalations. If your eyes are open, practice one centered focus. Rest here for as long as you like to end your practice. Namaste.